Guys, welcome back your faces to another video on the channel. What we're going to take a look at today is something that I was just going through online this morning, looking at different newspapers, different media outlets, and seeing what they're all saying about the Johnny Depp verdict. And obviously there's a couple of them which are like, yeah, how is he lost? You know, which is actually quite surprising of how many people are coming out and being like, how is he lost when he's got all this evidence? Which is actually great to see. You've got people on YouTube who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, ones who work in the industry as well. They're all like, he's got all this evidence. How has this gone against him? Which just goes to show that a lot of people still believe that he's innocent. I do. But again, no, the court case was, can he prove that he never ever laid a single finger on her in their entire relationship? That's what it was. And that's what the judge went for, which again, we did find out that obviously the judge has got a lot of connections with Amber Heard's defense team. And we're going to take a look at something now, because this is quite an interesting one, because it pops up in here. Well, the people who are connected. So let's spin this around. This is what we got. So this is the first one on harpersbazaar.com. Deprived of public sympathy for standing against JD. Yeah, okay. Helena Kennedy, QC, says we still have biases about the kind of women who deserve protection. Well, again, victims are not just all female. There is male victims as well. And there's every person can be a victim, not just women. But again, no, these kind of people, they are going to be saying this just to try and make her,
she's so bad, oh my god, she needs all the sympathy she needs. Oh my god, she's won.
And again, it wasn't her. The case wasn't about her. It was about Johnny Depp and the Sun News Group network. Not network, news group, whatever. Murdoch's little bitches. The negative public treatment of when she stood against JD's proof of the biases that still exist about the type of women who deserve legal protection, says Helena Kennedy QC. The leading barrister met the actress during the trial period. She was subjected to all these kind of things on social media during the trial. So was he. He lost a legal battle with the Sun after the tabloid called him this in 2018. On Monday, the 2nd of November, a court found that the publication was justified in using the term given the evidence, even though we got the actual court documents where he's like, yeah, you know what, Johnny, I believe you, but I believe them as well. I'm just going to go with them. That's exactly what happened. There are still these pervasive myths about the kind of women who deserve the protection of the law. Women have meek and subservient to have our sympathy. I have represented women who have put up with this, but when they do resist, they somehow are deemed to lose their right to compassion. There's no doubt that did resist, but that does not make her certifiable. Now this is where it gets interesting. Obviously we've got about Judge Nicole. He wrote a book called Media Law, which he wrote it with someone, I think it was Gregory or George, whatever his first name is, Robertson. He was married to someone called Kathy Lettie. Kathy Lettie was a mentor to AH's head lawyer, Jennifer Robinson. And now this comes into play. So Kennedy met Heard at a dinner at the home of novelist Kathy Lettie in July. Heard's lawyer, Jennifer Robinson, who was also invited, and asked if she could bring her client because she was feeling pretty down and beleaguered. Aww. She had been receiving all these things all the way through the hearing, and that was one of the reasons she was feeling low. Oh, well, maybe she shouldn't lie. This is the other thing that women have to contend with. The misogyny of online. Well, yeah, no, it's not. Come on. Depp has continued to receive support from both the public and celebrity peers, including J.K. Rowling, Vanessa Paradis, and Javier Bardem, despite, all of this. So there we go. When you even got celebrities who are like, yeah, I don't believe anything that's been going on here. I believe him, and that is it. This kind of rolls into our next article we're going to look at, because obviously on the weekend we had the huge rumour, like I was saying in the video, that he's been offered 4 major roles in major blockbusters. And with all of this, people are like, oh, this is it, his career's over, his career's in tatters. Why? Because he lost a court battle to a tabloid. That's it. Remember now, the main case against her is next May. This had nothing to do with her and their actual trial themselves. This was against the Sun newspaper, that was it. But we're going to take a look at the Independent and what they've put out, which to be honest with you, is a good article. Even though some of it is a bit like, really? So this is what we got. Johnny Depp, career over? Don't be so sure. Now that a British judge has confirmed that calling the star this was substantially true. See, substantially. Not like, it's just substantially true. Will Hollywood cast him out? He'll find little sympathy, but that doesn't mean he's finished. Ed Power discovers. But again, like we said, he's got a lot of people in Hollywood who still believe him over her. And I still love that part there. The Independent employs over 100 journalists around the world to bring you news that you can trust, even though it was wrong, most of the time. What now for JD? Once Hollywood's quirkiest heartthrob, the Fantastic Beasts and Pirates of the Caribbean star faces career ruin. It doesn't, after the High Court ruled the allegations against her were substantially true. It's one thing for Charles Bukowski, I just do apologise, one of Depp's heroes, to behave badly and be controversial. He never sued a newspaper, says Variety executive editor Stephen Gaydos, following the failure of his legal action against the Sun. He never made that fatal error. In Depp's case, I won't call it a fatal error, I will call it a major strategic error. If you are managing a company based upon your image and upon the currency of Johnny as a heartthrob and bad boy and slightly naughty, crossing the line sexy dude, and you unsuccessfully sue someone for depicting you as this, it's hugely damaging. There is never a good moment to lose a defamation case. However, for JD, 57, the timing is particularly grim, crowning as it does a decade of dazzling decline that includes his 2018 ejection from the Pirates of the Caribbean series. It's just 10 years since he appeared to confirm, beyond doubt, his box office Midas touch by leading Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland to a $1 billion global haul. Which it does suck because, again, he has chosen some quirky films after that, which they do mention in here, which they weren't exactly great, but you can't blame him for that. Obviously, people were hiring him, they were thinking, this is going to be gold because he's in it. Could any other actor maintain their dignity portraying the Mad Hatter in a bonkers Burton jamboree? Yet in hindsight it's clear that Alice in Wonderland was merely one final moment of glory. Thereafter, his years of living rigorously up to the archetype of the tousle-haired libertine caught up with him with a vengeance. The fall when it came was shockingly swift. Flop followed flop. A few months after Alice in Wonderland was The Tourist with Angelina Jolie, which again was rubbish. Then came the triple disasters of The Rum Diary, where he met A.H., which again, rubbish film. Dark Shadows, which I actually I enjoyed that a hell of a lot. A lot of people actually do. And The Lone Ranger, which again, The Lone Ranger, they thought it was going to be another Pirates of the Caribbean, because obviously every single person involved was the ones who did the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean. Obviously they were thinking it's going to be huge. Sadly, they should never have cast him as Tonto. And then it goes on there, $250 million failure of Lone Ranger, in which the star applied black and white face paint to portray Tonto, will have been painful. Yep. Another cash cow franchise to go along with Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, we know all of this. Depp seemed to take pride in his rackishness and speculation he was blowing $2 million a month in a combination of custody payments to former partner Vanessa, the upkeep of a 37-acre estate in Provence, included an entire village, and maintaining a $22 million yacht. When in 2018 interview, Rolling Stone brought up rumours of his lavish spending on wine. He said, "It's insulting to say I spent 30 grand on wine, because it was far more." Again, I take that as a joke. But yeah, it just goes on then saying regarding certain things of that he's not really finished, which he's not. Because a lot of the stuff that he has got coming out in the pipeline, because the Fantastic Beasts films, they're not going to flop. They're going to make between $8 and $1 billion, whatever the case. 800 million to $1 billion, they are. No doubt about it. Even though Fantastic Beasts 3 was, it was a little bit, it was a little bit on the old crappy side. But again, no, I think that's because they tried to put in too much into it. And I'm looking by here now, so yeah. Fantastic Beasts 2 made $655 million. Which, okay, fair enough. It's not exactly the over the $1 billion which the Harry Potter films made. But when you got the first Fantastic Beasts as $815 million, But the Harry Potter film series, it didn't make $1 billion in each and every film, you know? That's what I think is really good about it, because they were like, oh, it's going to make so much money, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Like, when you look by here, so, for Harry Potter, the only film to cross $1 billion was Deathly Hallows Part 2. That was it. Out of 8 films, only one of them made over $1 billion. Everything else was 900 to 700 million. Which again, you know, they were like, oh my god, it's going to make money, it's going to make tons of money. But it's not going to, because that's exactly what we got. But overall, I can't see Depp failing. His career is still going to survive, it's still going to go on. And we need to remember as well that this is not the main case. The main case is May 17th next year. That is the main one against her. That is it. This was against the Sun. Again, it's a small victory for the Sun. We've seen what they've come out with over the last couple of days, where they are literally just going on and they're spouting all this kind of rubbish, you know, since Monday. It's like, he's this, he's that. And now they're running hit pieces on him again. And they're probably thinking, he won't sue us again, we can write whatever we want. That is basically what this judge has given them. It's not freedom of press. They want to just literally smear the guy now, and that is it. And they don't care what they do. I will be streaming this evening, 7 PM UK time, so 2 PM Eastern, 11 AM Pacific, and 5 AM Australian time. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.